Welcome to the Etienne Power Hour, where we're going to start with Etienne looking like this, and then turn him into this by the end of the DLC. And to start with the most possible power for Etienne in the DLC, we are going to pick his base skin, because it gives an artifact Explodey Darts, which works on him. Every dart-based projectile has a 20% chance to explode, doing 1 damage to balloons. So there's our lead popping. Additionally, the unstoppable duo artifact of 1 Monkey Army, making Etienne count as every category, and Battlefield Commission, which makes him gain 2 XP every pop. Because those two combine, it makes starting off really easy. However, with no actual damage percent artifacts, we're still going to be lacking in raw power. At the starting campfire though, I checked to see if there's any good recruit. Nothing, so instead, we upgrade Explodey Darts to from common to rare, making each explosion now do 3 damage. Just as a quick refresher, because the 1 Monkey Army artifact makes everything but the hero do 0 on hit damage, the only thing, or the only monkeys worth picking are either support to buff Etienne, damage over time towers, or just pure support / utility, like a snowstorm for example. And just for example, on the very first encounter, you can see that while Etienne leaked on round 1, the Battlefield Commission is completely broken, because we're able to get all the way up to level 7 by just round 5. That combined with Explodey Darts doing 3 damage means, surprisingly, just 2 drones are enough to handle. First chest of the stage, unfortunately, it does not give us any bonus damage. I just end up picking bouncing projectiles. And then on our path we get hit with an endurance race real early, and now this is definitely an issue, even despite having Explodey Darts. Etienne is not built for group bomb power before level 10, so the early game is going to be terrible. I literally can't send any more than like 1 round at once, unless I have the drone ability, in which case I do that. I send a burst of rounds out when spawning out 5 drones, although that does make me weak now too when all the drones disappear, but that's why we got 450 lives. For those wondering, I have that many lives because there's an XP shop now, so I didn't buy everything out yet, but I bought the most important things, and triple the amount of starting lives is pretty damn good, let me just say. But obviously, not looking good to start so far. Still only 2,000 pops, like, over a minute and a half in. Which, by the way, we need 25k for at least the common. But surprisingly, after just 5,000 pops, we could already unlock the UCAV, and that is our group pump power. We just gotta survive long enough to get the ability up, and then we can go ham. But this is really bad, because I don't have my drones either. That's gonna be a lot of things tanked, and I needed every little bit of those 450 lives, my god. But here we go, 2 minutes left, it's time to go ham. And by ham, I'm still playing a little bit safe. I want to stagger the drones and the UCAV, so I at least have some ability active at every single point. So after the drones wear out, round 19, now we spawn at the UCAV, and there clears everything. We'll drop a glue as well, because again, that's utility, so it can slow and corrode balloons slowly. And despite what I thought was an impossible goal at first, we actually did hit the common. UCAV OP, I guess. But we still have a minute left, so why not go for higher? 100k is needed for the legendary. I used Glue Strike, but it doesn't seem to actually land on the balloon, so that's kind of weird. But that's no biggie, because somehow Etienne is already at level 20. Holy Battlefield Commission. What a ridiculous artifact. Now we have the perma UCAV, so who the hell cares about not having abilities active, because that is just an insane amount of Pierce. And just like that, we actually get away with highway robbery with a freaking legendary on the very first, like, minigame. That's gonna set us up real good for the rest of the stages. Unfortunately, this is my choice. Pierce, and money. The Cobium in me says that Pierce isn't the worst thing in the world because it does help for the early game drones. And now after 3 normal encounters, we get back-to-back chests. Finally, a real stat bonus, 8% attack speed and ability cooldown. And then a very risky one, a huge amount of range, but half of projectile speed. So my best hope that we don't get a short map or something like that, where Etienne's really far away. At the end stage merchant, we can pick up another attack speed and ability cooldown. Bringing us now to the following stat bonuses on Etienne coming into stage 1. Note that despite not actually picking up damage artifacts, the One Monkey Army is actually a plus 100% to all balloons. Which doesn't say in the description, but it apparently does work that way. So that's sure helpful, and I'm now going to include Pierce in the calculations, because I guess it is important on Etienne. Take a look at his range. I guess it's worth it on Quiet Street, but again, the slow projectile speed means if I do place him over here, then it's going to be very inaccurate if it shoots like that. I think because of that, there's no issue putting Etienne over here instead. Oh, and also, Etienne can't pop leads unless we have UCAV, although we do have Exploity Dart, so I guess that is a very, very, very small amount of extra damage. Let's bring on Dread Bloon, which shouldn't be a problem, because Etienne can damage every single category. And I guess since we have nothing to spend on, we're actually very close to just getting UCAV straight up with the 29k we started off with. I could use my drones now if I wanted to, but I'm gonna hold off just in case. I don't know. I'd rather have for rock balloons, but here we go. Explosion's only doing damage, but even then, it's doing pretty well. I think each explosion is doing 24 damage. Which, by the way, I should have you know that One Monkey Artifact doubles the damage on bosses too, on top of the double base damage already has. So it's basically 4x damage to bosses. And that's why one UCAV ability wipes us up all the way to the military. And let's hope we can defend the rock balloons. We'll spawn our drones now to defend. And also pick a 15% damage bonus. And this is going to be a very easy stage 1. Much to my delight. Etienne is certainly more difficult to get off the ground compared to Brickle and Quincy, the other two heroes I've tried this challenge with so far, which, by the way, if you haven't seen those videos, then make sure to check it out after. Another UCAV, again, don't flame me for picking an all category, because I was just kind of going speed more than actually thinking. Because who needs to think when you destroy Dread Bloon on round 15 of all rounds? GG, and I think Essence of Dread Bloon is probably worth swapping out at a shop. It is worth 18 tokens, and we don't benefit from it in any way, other than extra damage to Fortifieds, which could be an issue, I guess, but if I do see the opportunity to get something better for that amount, I'll do so. And they are stage 1 of 4. Stage 2, Elite Phase. I didn't find anything worth recruiting, so at the first campfire, we're just going to do another one of those simple stat bonuses. 8 to 11 ain't much, but it's better than nothing. A really early mini phase boss on Hedge, which we need to be at least 12 to advance. Mini bosses are where heroes with Battlefield Commission struggle the most, because there's not any balloons spawning out for us to really gain a lot of levels, because it's just spawning out reds right now. So we really have to hope we get things off the ground quickly, given how fast Phase is moving. And seems like it's moving pretty damn fast, which is great. I'll skip the all tower so that nobody flames me. Use another set of drones, and yeah. Single target is definitely not going to be an issue here. It would be nice to have UCAV though, because even despite that massive Etienne range, we're going to lose that soon. I guess maybe because of that, 10% range might be worth it, but nah. We're going to bank on just getting level 10 in time. If not, not the worst thing in the world. Common has been earned as well, so it's not too bad of a loss. Alright, another set of drones. We're so close to UCAV. There we go. Drones will not be working anymore, unless, aside from that, I think one more portion. So it's all in the level 10. Let's bring it on. It's really not that much damage compared to the drones. Go figure. We're talking about explosions compared to many darts. But they also have Splody Darts, which does damage too. I think it's 27 that we need. Unfortunately, I think I gotta buy or sell Etienne just to, like, pop some balloons here. Which actually might have been the smart play. Yeah, that's the meta. We can already instantly buy level 8 with the money I spent on Etienne. It's just a matter of if I can do 3 more pops here. I think we're gonna be a little bit short. That sucks. 15% more damage. Oh, that's so unlucky. 20, yeah, literally 7,000 damage off of getting a rare. It do be like that. I also think I'm going to take a hit in attack speed to get some faster ability cooldowns, because this means on average more drones and less downtime on UCAV, which is, I think, more important than raw attack speed. At this crossroads, we're going to go up because there are 2 sparklings here and over here that seem really juicy to me without playing a lot of encounters. At this rest tile here, there once again is nothing good, so it's time to enhance an artifact. Well, let's get back some of that attack speed with the other Grand Quickening from 8 to 11. Our next stop is at the Merchant, where we can pick up a nice fat 20% extra damage. A lot of interesting choices at the Legendary Campfire. I think ultimately, I want speed. Ability cooldown speed, because how fun would it be to have a perma UCAP before level 20? We're also not really getting easy balloon encounters either. We're getting hit with Quad, Spillway, but Etienne's still able to solo with 0 support, and Legendary Chest. I'm not sure how I'll include this into the calculation with the first 20 second of each round being slower. I think this actually puts Etienne's attack speed below like a 1x multiplier, but now an even fatter damage buff. So there's a mini boss Dreadblue now with the same goals as FaZe, which unfortunately did unlock into the map shoots, but I think once again, a common should be easily achievable. Rare and above would be a very nice luxury though. And looking at the cooldown of the drones, it feels like we actually have enough for a perma drones now. Take a look. I think the ability's grayed out once it's back up, which means we maxed out. And that means we probably shouldn't go for more cooldown reduction, because it would be a moot. Although actually, I'm not sure if it can stack. It doesn't stack on drones, but I wonder if it stacks on the UCAV. Getting a higher score in Dreadblue at the end of stage 2 is easier than, well, FaZe at the start, so yep, I think we're gonna easily get the next 7 kills here. Spawn in the UCAV. How much percent uptime does UCAV have? Okay, not 100, 75, so there's still some merit to getting more ability cooldown. Obviously, a luxury more than anything else, and it seems like, because the HP skills are crazy, we cannot make the jump to 37, aka the Legendary, so I think we'll just take the 27 and run. For the funsies, we can still try, and hold on. It's really just 5 more kills to go. This could be achievable, given how damn slow Dreadblue is. Yeah, hold up, it's doable. Especially since Etienne's almost pretty much level 20 now. This is gonna do it, y'all. 35 kills. Let's get, a primary precision legendary, GG. Spawn in the big boy. Get level 20 for perma UCAV, and that's all she wrote, folks. Legendary achieved. Our job here is done, right? Right? Oh man, that was way tighter than it should have been. I almost thought that pause was because Dreadblue leaked, but nope. And now I'm left with no choice but to take even more Pierce. Fine. No damage with the end stage merchant either. Instead, why not have more Pierce? Additionally, some utility. If this is a new artifact, what incarnation makes Desperados apply an effect depending on what cross path it is? I think right now I currently have a bottom path in my party, so that glues Bloons. However, I now have the ability to also stun Bloons if I go with top path. I think it should be fun. I might not pull it out because Etienne already seems really strong, but it is an option. And as an update, we currently have a really wild stat balance. We are incredibly lacking in bonus attack speed, only 10%, with double pierce and triple damage. And note, this doesn't take into account the start of round attack speed loss, so we actually have negative 10% speed at start of rounds. Just beating everything down with raw damage, which, hey, it's been working out so far, so why not keep at it? We can start at level 9. Unfortunately, we got another tough map in FaZe, man. Stage 2 has given us definitely one of the tougher maps. But Etienne says no problem to that. I sure hope there's enough track length, though. Because with Battlefield Commission, we're only at level 10 right now. There's a chance we might need more DPS than this in order to survive FaZe's jumps. Let's see. Each jump forward is actually very tiny, so I think we're good. We're going to... I think a Storm Monkey Storm is 2,000 damage, but I think I can do more than 2k damage if I just pick attack speed or damage. I think 15%. It's multiplicative, so that should be more than 2,000 in the long run. Skull number 2. We can do a monkey boost. Okay, I'm not going to skip that one. That one's really good to have. I'm going to save it for the last skull. The last skull is where Etienne will be attacking the slowest. Alright, looking good right now, but still 3 jumps to go, so it might not be a sure thing. We just gotta keep on at it. This is gonna come down to the wire. In it. Another boost. Oh, no. I saw an out buff, but Etienne doesn't take out buff, so don't worry about that. Feels like we should have this, though. One more jump through. Let's get more damage by level 13. Use Monkey Boost the moment it's attacking again. Here we go. For the last 9k damage. And we actually beat it with plenty of time to spare. Okay. I was overly worried, but genuinely, if we had, like, less DPS, we very easily could have fallen into phase. So don't let Etienne's power fool you. I think that was a pretty difficult end stage boss. And Essence of Phase is probably worth exchanging at the shop too. Don't really think there's any need for a triple damage camo. It seems a little bit excessive if you ask me. And you know what? Let's just extract What Incarnation. Maybe if I want to use Desperado in a future run. IDK, because we don't need any more support, it feels like. Stage 3 end boss, Blastopolis. And recruit section, we got a village. Let's go. This is how we make up for our lack of attack speed. Unfortunately, it's not a bottom cross path, but we'll have to take it. Chest number 1, I think we're finally getting the attack speed that we've been longing for. Chest 2, I think this is a bait artifact. Primal Instinct is good, but I don't think you can set Etienne in close, so we should not do that. Instead, we'll just take some knockback on hit. As you can see, Etienne's only targetings are first, Divide and Conquer, and I think Zone Defense at level 11. Chest 3, let's add 20% more. 2 pickups here, starting strong common with 12% attack speed can negate the minus 20% effect of that legendary, and Discord allows me to get even more pierce and even more damage worth. This rest tile, I'm actually going to mentor instead, reason being, I might legit just gun for a call to arms. It is going to make dropping the base monkey village more expensive, but I think I can afford like to drop that at the start of each boss, because you have 29k to work with. Nothing good at this merchant, so here are our stats coming into the stage 3 boss. We finally got our attack speed up to, I guess, a pedestrian 40% bonus. Even more pierce now, triple the pierce, and 5 times the damage. Oh yeah, and I guess one good added effect of upgrading to MIB is, well, now we don't have to worry about lead popping, or rather, all the darts can hit lead, and we don't have to rely on these splody darts. I'm actually also just 5k short of getting called arms, but should I just put money into Etienne? Or wait the 5k? You know what, let's wait the 5k this time. I feel like we get enough XP already from Battlefield Commission that this shouldn't take too long. Right? Yeah, it literally took 10 seconds to get level 9. I just gotta stay patient because the round starts at 20, so there's a lot of mobs that come in that easily give us the XP that we need. Yeah, see? First skull already. I think it's gonna be a breeze. Unfortunately, with Etienne being heavily ability-based, that does kind of not synergize well with Blastopolis, but we're still able to activate a big set of drones. Would be nice if we can make it to getting a UCAV. Are we gonna get there? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Perfect. Right as we hit the max heat bar on skull, the third last skull. And oh my, is this end stage going to be a joke. I think Blastopolis barely used like 10% of the track length. How sad. And now let every drone have the ability to set every single balloon on fire. Felt like this time everything got out of hand on stage 1 already. And now to end everything off, stage 4 gives us Elite Vortex. We're technically already strong enough to make a beeline straight to the exit like this, but maybe I'll take a longer route, just to stack even more stats. We'll see what I'm feeling, but I think I'm just gonna take 1 second to peek at the recruit. If not, let's get that called arms, baby. 19k now, so we can start with it at the end stage boss. We're gonna go down, and yep, I think I am going to at least play a mini boss and mini game before everything ends, just so you can see how Etienne performs in those. Chest 1, nothing but a small range bonus. First legendary encounter only gives a sticky situation as our best one. And only on glued balloons, man. I guess I should have kept to the Tarnation artifacts earlier, huh? Another chest allows us to upgrade that Heroic Edge common to rare, so there's some more Pierce. Legendary Encounter 2 gives us the craziest attack speed bonus. Let's get that BB Gatlin. Here is the Blast Bopless mini-boss. 43 is the goal to get a legendary, and without even being in range right now, he is already at 10 kills. What the hell? We'll do first starting. And I swear it's not me, but the performance of this game is dreadful, despite only being on stage 4. It might be to do with a specific artifact that I have with Etienne, because this kind of like has actually already been around for, I think, since stage 2. You probably just may not have seen as much of them because I tried to skip as much of the freezing as possible, but I think at this point, it's kind of impossible to dodge it. Rather, to not pretend that we're dealing with some crazy like spikes right now. Once we get to 43, we're going to sell. Unfortunately, remember, Blast Bopless is disable selling, so this is the worst of both worlds. I don't think I can actually leave this game. I'm actually bricked until we stop doing too much damage to Blast Bopless. Every time we damage Blast Bopless, it resets the sell timer. Gotta love it. In just 3 minutes of playing this encounter, I had to reload. I reloaded my game before starting this run. VTD6 has taken up this much memory. Guys, I don't think that is normal. Something like this is definitely normal. Playing that was so not worth it because we don't even get stat bonuses, just more utility, which I don't think I need. Hopefully lag doesn't get in the way of us beating Midnight Mansion in another 3 minutes. But it really doesn't matter the map at this point. Etienne has full map range and can do pretty much everything. And it has so much Pierce that, yeah, its calling card is racist at this point. Those drones can probably defend sending every round out at once. I'm just not doing that because lag, but I think even if I don't send a bunch of rounds at once, it still lags, so pick your poison, really. You know what? Everything now. Level 20 instantly, and there goes all the ZMGs and anything that could even pose a threat. Oh, I lied. Oh, I trolled. Whoops. I had 25k, that was more enough to remove and buy a mid, but I wasn't thinking. And I also didn't save UCAV for that part, so that's my bad. While I could just redo it, I spent my lives already on skipping stuff. And I'm gonna spend another life to skip. Because we'll just heal up with the rest tile there, and all should be forgiven. And we'll pick up a legendary here. Even though it's Muddy Puddles, this range guarantees we defend everything. Well, all we get is Pierce for our efforts. Fine. At the last 2 merchants, I pick up a 15% damage increase with Slower is Harder. And not 1, not 2, but 3 attack speed bonuses. That should really even out our stats. And so, here is what we have heading into Vortex. 6.5 times damage, 3.6 times attack rate, almost 75% faster cooldowns, and 4.5 times the Pierce. Against Elite Vortex Unhaunted. Should be a piece of cake. The play here is simple. Just put Etienne as far away from Vortex as possible because he has global range anyway. Add a Called Arms top of that. Set this on first, buy UCAV. And let's see how quickly this falls. In fact, we probably don't even have to spawn. We probably don't have to use any abilities at all to basically keep Vortex perma at the entrance. But for fun, I will show you what UCAV looks like. The super slow projectile speed. We trade it off for extra damage and lots of swords. And seems like UCAV is going to be able to keep Vortex at bay too. Very nice. Anyway, I think it's time to finally put Vortex out of its misery. It does give itself a shield that Etienne cannot pierce through every time it's a skull, so it does prolong his death. But eventually, those swords should breach. And say goodbye to Vortex, because this was an incredibly one-sided battle. GG. And, again, let me know what hero, or maybe even monkey, you'd like to see next. Felt like we cracked the code already for heroes, so maybe showing a tower might be in the works. We'll see. will extract legendary ability cooldown, and thank you for watching. If you want to see rogue videos similar to this, then click here.